One of the biggest problems with workplace sexual harassment is that people do not always realize when it's actually happening because it's not always obvious. It's not always something extreme or dramatic. And a lot of times it exists in this very uncomfortable gray area where you keep asking yourself that am I overthinking this or is this actually wrong? So I'll try to simplify it. Sexual harassment at the workplace basically means any unwelcome behavior of a sexual nature that makes you feel uncomfortable, unsafe, or even just uneasy. And this doesn't have to happen inside the office only. It can happen during work trips, office parties, client meetings, anywhere that's connected to work. A lot of times people dismiss things as just a joke and you're being too sensitive, but honestly that's how problematic behavior gets normalized. Now harassment doesn't always look the same. Sometimes it's verbal, like inappropriate comments about your body, constant flirting even after you have made it clear you're not interested, or asking you very personal questions about your relationships that cross a line. Sometimes it's non-verbal, like staring at you in a way that makes you very uncomfortable, sending suggestive messages, or even sharing inappropriate content. And then there is physical harassment, which is more obvious. Unwanted touching, brushing against you intentionally, blocking your way, things like that. There's also something called quid pro quo, which is honestly one of the most problematic forms where someone in a position of power makes your job, promotion, or opportunities dependent on accepting their advances. And then there is something people often ignore, a hostile work environment where maybe nothing seems very wrong and nothing is directed at you, but you feel very uncomfortable. It's full of inappropriate jokes or behavior that you just don't feel okay being there. If you constantly feel anxious around someone, if you start avoiding people or certain places, if it affects your work, your peace of mind, that's not something to brush off. And one thing I really want to say is that not every uncomfortable interaction is harassment, but repeated patterns, ignored boundaries, and power dynamics matter a lot. So, if something feels off, it probably is. And understanding this is important because you can't protect yourself from something you don't even recognize.